Hello, welcome to day 4. It's going to be quite straightforward today. The first thing I want to do is, the first thing I've done is I've backed both of my back cover pieces. I don't want to attach them just yet because in today's part of the kit, in the Facebook group, you'll get this and this particular page. In the actual kit, there are pockets that match the back pages and also 2 extra collage pages, but this is the one that's free for today. So what I want to do is just grab my trimmer. I'm just going to get rid of these edges. So because the pages with the pockets on are not in the freebie kit, I'm going to make pockets using this particular print. It can go anyway, it doesn't have to go any particular way, but I want to make 3 pockets using this paper. I want it to be roughly the same width as my cover, so I'm going to grab a pencil and just put in a little pencil line. Let's grab this smaller trimmer for this. Make sure that fits. Okay. And like I said, if you've got the full kit, there are several pockets in different colour schemes. Do the same again. Now this last pocket is going to be slightly smaller. But what we could do is use half of one of those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this by eye. I'm just going to cut to make 2 pockets, and then this one or this one, I've now got a few choices, can be the other pockets. So let's move that out of the way. What I also want to do on at least one of the pockets is make it double. So let's have a little look. Put those aside for a moment and bring in my book. So these are the 2 that are going to have our embellishment on. So this is the one that is going to be a pocket, and I think that's a good option. We've got a little blue flower there to kind of tie that in a little bit. But this is a little bit neat for me, so I'm going to just tear the top of that. And of course I've actually torn off that blue flower now, so that's useful. Okay, before I go any further, I'm going to just glue that slightly in place. Just a small bead of glue down the edges, and that will give that a little bit of time to dry before I sew. Okay. So on this side, the pockets are going to go here and here, so I can pick which papers I use. That's too big. It goes that way. Okay, so I'm going to tear across here. I'm going to go for something like that. So I'm going to just ink this. So that is our pockets done. They're all in place now. I just have to add this last piece. So I'm just going to fold that out of the way. That is going to be my back. That's going to be at the back. So I'm going to add this first, and I'm going to do it in exactly the same way I've done the others. Just going to use my board to line up the tags. Add my glue down the edge. Bring that in. Make sure I've got that gap. I'm not using anything to make sure my gap is even on every tag. I'm just guessing it. And now we can add this last one. And because this is the back, we now don't need our piece of fabric on that last edge. This is our last tag going into place. And you might notice I've got a rather small glue bottle. I'm very, very short on my art glitter glue now, and I think there must be some kind of world shortage because I can't actually get it anywhere in the UK. All of my usual places to get it, it's not available anymore. So this is actually, which glue is this? This is, I've gone back to using the Cosmic Shimmer temporarily. I do love this glue. I'm not as sure about it on fabric, and I'm also not so keen on thinner papers because it does seem to wrinkle a little bit. But other than that, if you've got it backed, it seems to be a very similar glue to the art glitter glue. If anyone else in the UK is having trouble. Some of these are very slightly different in the kit on Etsy. I put the free kit together before I finished off the full kit. So there are a few little changes, but you've probably seen those if you've looked. And I've put it on back to front. Never mind. It's all good. It's all good. I was going to have that on the back, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We've now got our pockets and we've now got all of our tags in place. So before I add all of my embellishments, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew round each tag. Now I know this is going to be fine round my sewing machine. The only thing is this is quite thick. So I'm going to give it a go and I'll be back to let you know how it goes. So my sewing machine did not have a problem going through this thickness. However, it was a bit of a contortion act because my sewing machine is now in a different location and I had about that much room to kind of manoeuvre things around. So basically what I was doing was as I was sewing through my machine, I had this kind of slightly lifted so it would go through, but I had to be careful and I did make a couple of mistakes. As you can see, there's a double line of stitching down here because I made a bit of a boo-boo, but I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. I'm just going to trim off a little bit more now we're all together of these little fabric strips. Just a little bit off those. And take a little bit more of this. Got a few bits of cotton there. Okay, so let's have a look. Front. There is our little 5 tag book. It's coming together. It's coming together. Now, what I think I'm going to do is add some of these bits and pieces, but I've got a little bit of fabric left here. Not fabric, got a little bit of the paper left. So what I might do is add. Grab my tab, punch. Take that right out of the middle. Ink it, and I probably should have done this before I sewed. However, it was like I said, it was a bit of a juggling act as it was, so I'm actually quite glad I didn't add this tab beforehand. This is the front. I think I'm gonna put it maybe around here. So I would like to put a dangle on here if I can. Yeah, that will be fine. So I'm going to glue that down. And we're obviously going to have a little bit of a ridge because this is quite thick now. That's great. Now I actually want this raised a little bit, so I'm going to go back to my cardboard, cut a piece. That's pretty good. Add this to the back. Didn't get that very straight. It's a good job this glue has a little bit of movement for a bit before it dries. Now this is kind of where you can really go to town and add different bits and pieces before you mount these down. I've obviously got a fairly thin piece of cardboard on here. But all of these are going to go into place. However, I'm not 100% sure. Just move those. I'm not 100% sure whether I should do anything else to this today, because we still have tomorrow to go, and I've already made the tags for tomorrow. So let me have a little think. Bits and pieces we maybe have left. What do I have? No, I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm going to think on this now. What I'm going to do is just add my eyelet here, and then I'm going to call it a day. I know it's a short video, but I would like to just finish off day 5 with our final video tomorrow before we move on to something else. And let me think, what day is it today? Because I'm obviously I'm filming this ahead of time, and I'm going to start yet another new series, which will probably be well and truly underway by the time this video goes out. Okay, so we've got that. Let's find a ball pin. I think what I'm going to do is maybe pull out a few labels and things like that. So if you've got other things you would like to incorporate into your tag book, you can of course do that. Got a bell and a little leaf charm. So I'm going to add these. I mean, you might not have this whale tail punch, but I did a video quite a while ago, actually, how you could make one. I'll show you quickly now. So if you've got a circle punch, this might be a little bit too big, probably not. So you could punch your circle fold your circle in half. Now let me get this right, because it took me a while to figure out where to put the second circle. I'm going to go and just take off that really small amount out of that corner. Now I'm probably not going to do this right, but that is how you can get kind of very similar tab if you don't have the whale tail punch. Very, very easy. Very easy. You just need a circle punch. Okay, so let's call that today done. So we now have all of our 5 tags in place. And I'm going to add a few labels and things to this just to jazz it up tomorrow before we add the tags. What I'm going to do very quickly is just double check that the tag fits in the little pocket that we've created. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so that's that. We can add something here if we want to, little paper clip, and put a little tag under there. We'll have a look at that tomorrow, just to finish off for day 5. Thank you for joining me. Oh, sorry. Thank you for joining me. I will see you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye.